So I'm Stephen Effortz, local FedEx representative. I work with all kinds of customers in this area up to Aloma. And I've been with the company 22 years, been in the industry 32 years. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, and we moved to Florida in '03. It's very interesting that today is the day I get to come and speak with you. I was very honored that y'all asked me, because today kind of sucked. So me coming and talking to y'all about how I stay rational and logical is kind of making me use my own stuff repeatedly today to stay sane. So when I got in the industry, I was a dock worker. We're good.
It's probably FedEx.
It's probably FedEx. I was a dock worker at 19, got married at 19. 2 days later, I got to work on the dock. Stayed there for 2 years and got my driver's license to be an 18-wheeler driver. You wouldn't believe it with a bow tie, but yes, I drove an 18-wheeler. That was the second best job I ever had. It wasn't over the road, it was in the city every day. I'd go meet customers, talk to them, deliver their stuff, pick up their stuff and go back in. And I wasn't around people all day long, so they didn't get tired of me. Because if I'm in a work environment like this, you're gonna hate my guts, because I'm loud and stupid and obnoxious, and I do things to make me laugh. And then this is the best job I've ever had, because I get to go visit with customers, get to help them, but I'm not lifting and delivering things. So that's my background. Still married. I have a daughter who's 28, who's also in the industry now. And she went to school for marketing, got a minor in photography, and she's dispatching truck drivers. So you never know where you're going to end up. At least my family doesn't. Next. So I'm going to talk about myself, which is I consider myself a barely functioning human. And there's three subjects I'm going to talk about: me, them, and work. And I don't have all the answers. I don't believe anyone has all the answers. I'm constantly redoing how I have my days and how I do things. And I like to look at how I do things and adjust them. So just because I'm doing this now doesn't mean a week from now I'm going to be doing it the same way. And those folks that tell you, in my opinion, that they know what they're doing, it causes me grief, because I feel like they have it all figured out, and then I start comparing myself to them, and then I'm not very kind to myself. So we'll go to me. So every morning I get up, and the first thing I do is I take care of me. It should be myself, but I like take care of me. And my wife calls these my daily rituals. And if I don't do this, I lean more towards the negative. When I was younger, I would call everyone idiots and morons. And I still do that, but not as frequently, because I read this stuff every day. And it's questions like, what am I? I'm a human being trying to exist with other human beings. What do I want? I want to learn from each of these experiences. Why do I do what I want to do? It's because I want to help other people. That's why I do it. If it's opening the door for someone, making eye contact, saying hello, it's because I'm trying to stay positive and keep them positive as well. I also think of something to be grateful for. It could be as much or as little as having drinking water. It's stupid, but the U.S. is not perfect, but it's a lot better than other places we could live. I think we pretty much won a lottery being born here, but that's just me. Again, I don't have this all figured out. I could change tomorrow. I think about what's really important: my health, my daughter's health, all that other good stuff. And then at the end of it, I read a chapter out of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. That book's been around for ages. I bet I've read this book 10 times, one chapter a day. The small chapters, today was talking about don't try to increase your acceptance of stress. That doesn't make you a better worker. It doesn't make you a better person. You want to reduce your stress level and work through things and it's those I've read that chapter, like I said, 20 times, but I still learned something from it. And then also I do daily quotes. Back in the day, I used to write them down. There's this website, Brainy Quote. Now I read them there and text them to my wife and daughter, just trying to be nice. And I always have to remember the only thing I can control in this world are my actions and my thoughts. Like today, really bad day, nothing's going my way. I could have called and canceled. But the only thing I can control is my actions and my thoughts most of the time. I don't always control my thoughts. And then I find it very hard, whenever I'm around others and they do something, they make a mistake, most people are like, it's okay, don't worry about it, you're fine. And I find that I struggle offering myself that same forgiveness. So try to be kind to myself, trying to be kind to others. And again, I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't. So next. Again, don't sweat the small stuff, and I think about them. Humans. And if you've dealt with me long with FedEx, I'll tell you, if you have an issue, I know what happened. A human messed it up. Because all they do consistently and well is make mistakes. Now we have to find if it was our human, or your human, or the customer human, and determine what took place and try to fix it so it doesn't happen again. It'll probably happen again, but we can do what we can to minimize it. Again, remind myself to be kind, and this is one I really struggle with. Assume positive intent until I'm proven wrong. People that cut you off in traffic, they probably just didn't see me. Don't think it's personal. Give them a chance to go make the mistake somewhere else. It's not my battle to win and my rules to enforce. So assume positive intent until you're proven otherwise. And then next, work. I jokingly tell people I have 2 goals every day, and it's not too much of a joke. One is to sleep inside, and I've upgraded that to temperature control. And the next is to eat, and that's why I work. I feel some people tell you that your work should empower you, should fulfill you, and I just don't believe that. I do get fulfilled from work, and I do feel that I'm valued and that I'm worthy from what I do, but the main reason I work is for money, is to sleep inside and to eat and take care of my family. And then when I was a driver, like the lowly, no seniority driver, this was like 94, and the trucking industry kind of had a shift. Where before we were all truck drivers, and you don't mess with us, and we do what we want to do, it went more customer focused. And a lot of the senior drivers had a big issue because they were told, before you leave the yard, check your trailer. If that's dirty, don't leave the yard with a dirty trailer. Back it up to the door, sweep it out, and go make the customers happy because you're not taking them a trailer full of trash. And they threw such a fit. They were so mad. In '94, I was making good money at $17 an hour with no college education. And my thought was, if you're gonna pay me that much money, I'll do the sweeping the trailers. I'll do whatever as long as it's not illegal or immoral. I'm not gonna do those, but anything else, this isn't my time. You're giving me money to be here. If I think this is a waste of time, I'll share it with my manager, and he'll say, we need you to do it. Again, okay, this is not my time. It's your time. You've given me money for this time, so I'm going to do it. And it's helped me a lot because I've got fellow associates in my role who struggle with, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? don't know. They've asked us to do it. And when I was on the freight side, I actually ran the building in Ocala. I was a terminal manager, dealt with all the truck drivers and whatnot. And one of the biggest struggles I had was it came from above. Management would say, we need to accomplish A, B, and C, but you cannot tell them the whole reason why we're trying to accomplish it. And then I had to go share that message with them. And it could be legal reasons. It was nothing illegal or immoral. It was just they didn't feel that the hourly folks needed that information. And that clicked in my head. When I was a driver, we had to do things, and I'm like, why can't they tell us why we're doing it? And there's always a reason. They have vision to what we don't have in leadership, and I just have to have faith in our leaders that they're having us to do the right thing for the right reasons. And again, if it's not illegal or immoral, I'm going to do what they ask because it's not my time. It's really not. And there may come a time when I'm at FedEx and I've decided I'm not on this path anymore, then I have a choice on whether I want to stay here on the team or move off. But we all have choices. And that was one of the big struggles when I managed people, was they would come to me, why do I have to do this? And I wanted to tell them, there was one driver in Ocala. His wasn't, why do I have to do this? It was, why I got it. Why I got it. And I'm like, you don't. But I wasn't allowed to tell them that. I had to encourage them. But we all have choices. And I'm here because I choose to be here. And that may be a little mind trick with myself, but that helps me stay sane. And then also, I don't like to think at work. And by that I mean, I don't like to remember. So those two books, Getting Things Done and Eat That Frog, have helped me a great deal. Eat the Frog, all you have to know is whatever is the worst thing on your to-do list, do it first. Because I procrastinate like any other human. And if you get it out of the way, you're going to be like, I did something today, I can keep going. And then getting things done, it's all about having a process to do things. I used to do paper, now I'm paperless. And I get up in the morning, and there's a thing called Microsoft To Do. And I get up in the morning, I don't have to think what I'm doing. There's a button that says 22, 30, however many items I have for that day. I don't wake up in the middle of the night like I used to, like, I forgot to do that. I don't want to think about what I'm supposed to do. The tools do it for me. And there's tools for different things that can help you cheat, but I have it on my phone, and I have it connected to Outlook. So everything's right there. I don't have 4 million emails because I take care of them and put them in their file and get rid of them, and then I don't have to think. And I've had experiences with customers where they're like, you remember when you did this for us? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I can go in there and look, and I go, oh yeah, we took care of that. So I encourage you, if you're not very organized, it's helped me so much because it brings the stress level down because I'm not having to remember things. It's there for me. It does it. And it's wonderful. So that's the biggest thing I have. If you're not organized, try to find a system that'll help you, whether it's paper or files, and the things get done. He had file folders set up for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I do something today, I know I need to do action on it Wednesday, I put it in the Wednesday folder. Go to the next one. And it's just wonderful. I don't like to think. Leave me alone. And that's basically all I have. Be nice. Try to be nice to yourself. And remember, these humans are out here messing everything up, but I'm not going to vote to get rid of them yet because I'm one of them. Questions?
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one, so you wake up and you tackle your to-do list. Are you saying that every night before you leave work, you go ahead and you pound out the to-do list so that way when you come in, you're ready to go and you don't have to worry overnight?
Correct. That's
so
the
end of day is your tackle this prepare for tomorrow.
The to-do list is ongoing. Like it's on the phone, so I'm on the streets, as I like to say. I can take care of to-do things and complete them, and they're gone. But they're in the database. And I'm not done every day. I can wake up one morning and there was 4 action items I didn't do yesterday, so I just move them to today. And that's the biggest benefit for me, because I used to love paper, pens, oh my gosh, pens. So much. But then you'd have to go, oh, let me go. I gotta, what was it? And then write it over here. And that's just why I like the technology, is because it's less work for me, basically.
So end your day with a to-do list.
Yeah, I try.
Okay.
The to-do list is throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
You can ask her if we talk about something, I'm like, hold on, I'm not texting. My wife makes me tell you I'm not texting. And I put in the to-do list, and then when I get it done, I email folks and say, this is what I've done. And internally, if I send an email or ask somebody to do something, I give them 2 days. And if I don't hear from them, it pops back up and I contact them again. And if I have to, I put read and receipt. I don't want to do that. And if it's a customer, I give them 3 days, because I felt like I was bullying some customers. Like, hey, you wanted me to do this, I need this. So I give them that extra day because I'm nice like that.
Super nice.
No, for it. But I don't have all the answers, but I'll try to answer any questions you have.
Who
None?
else has questions?
Good answer.
So you're using Microsoft Teams, or are you on Teams, or?
We're on Teams,
On Teams?
but I don't use that much
Mhm.
because the app's not that great, I don't feel.
Okay.
But Microsoft OneNote I use to try to collect information that I need for each individual customer. And my expense reports, I put those in there. That way I have access to them. And do y'all have Microsoft Outlook?
Yes.
Is that what y'all?
Yeah.
There's a little tab in the bottom underneath your folders, and it looks like a clipboard. And you can drag your email right to that, and it creates a task.
You guys paying attention? Yeah.
That right there. Oh my gosh. And that will go on your to-do list app, and it'll go on, if you have a phone, it'll go on your phone.
Right.
And don't do the one where it's a reminder, just do the due date, because if you get a reminder, it'll hit you with like 15 different.
You're right.
But if you just do the due date, oh my gosh. And people think I'm on top of it. I'm not. It's cheating, but it's allowed.
I don't think it's cheating.
It's
Yeah,
cheating.
I think it's utilizing the tools.
It's cheap, and I even do it in my personal life, like water filter. Tell me in 3 months, leave me alone. Change oil, leave me alone. So that's what the tools that I use.
So Wayne and I both have told the team about what a great salesman you are for FedEx. So I have to tell you guys that of all the salespeople I have to do with on a regular basis, he is by far the best.
Thank you.
And he's just very consistent, and just, he does what he says he's going to do. He stays on, he doesn't pester me. Well, maybe he does, but he does it in a really nice way.
Right.
And he's just been extremely helpful for us managing and taking care of our FedEx account. He's really helped us take it to another level where we're kind of feeling a little stagnant. And
Thank you. I needed
so
that today.
I would really like you to talk about your sales process and why
Okay.
you do things the way that you do them with your customers.
That's easy. In the freight world, because in the transportation industry, you have the freight world, which is your palletized. We call it LTL, less than truckload. And then you have your parcel world. That's your boxes, your envelopes. And they were always separate. And these were the professionals, the parcel world. And the freight people were the Neanderthals. We drug our hands on the ground. We didn't wear ties. We didn't wear long sleeves. And then in 2010, they combined us. And they told us, Neanderthals, you have to wear ties. And I didn't know how to tie. So I went and bought ties and wore them. And then after a while, my form of protest was to go to this. Really bad protest. And now we don't have to wear anything as ties. But I continue to wear it because it annoys people. So that's why I do it. And in the freight world, every shipment was a transaction. In the parcel world, you'd go set up a customer, they would check a couple of transactions, and then they would move all their business. In the freight world, it's pieces. I'll give you this, I'll give you this, I'll give you this, and I use my hands too much, I know, I'm sorry. So in the freight world, as a good salesperson, you had to be there. Because there's only 2 or 3 companies in the parcel world. There's 20 in the freight world. So if I had a really good freight customer, and I called on them this week, skip 3 weeks, all 18 of those other carriers would come in there and pilfer and take. And you learn in this world, it's not about selling, and it's about following up and being there. I've told her, I'm going to come by here because they want me to come by here and they pay me. If you don't need me, tell me go. And I don't think about this either. When we get our new customer list every quarter, I go through it, do a 60-day plan on who I need to see, how often, and blah, blah, blah. And then every day I just follow that. I don't want to think. It takes me a day and a half to do that, but then I don't have to think. So it's just constant being there. I'm not the best salesperson that I work with by far, I'm not. But I'm there and I follow up. And that's all I do.
Those are important. Follow-ups are important. Yeah.
Because we have the gentleman who came with me last week. We have a new person on our team. And he wasn't writing anything down. And we went and met the freight team, the people that pick up the freight and this and that. And I told them, you need to introduce yourself and send them an email, because in operations, we don't have time for you. I'm not making any effort for you, salesperson. I said, you need to get your name back in front of them, so take everyone's name and send them an email. 2 days later, I said, copy me, and when you send, 2 days later, nothing. So I said, send them an email. Here's who you met. Send them an email. We don't have anything to provide these customers. I don't have a computer I'm selling them. I don't have packages I'm delivering them. All I have is follow-up. And if they learn you don't follow up, they have no need for you.
I think that really sums it up for anything that you're selling. If you're not following up, you're not keeping your main face.
Yeah.
You're just another salesman, just another calling and interrupting my day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, try to have, don't go in there every day like, what's up? I mean, try to have something of value to them when you go there. But there's other times that the customers I'm aligned to, they know I'm going to be there, so they don't get all hot and bothered and mad and call and but I'm going to save that. He's coming. I know he's coming. That jerk is coming in here, and I'm going to have that for him.
Yeah, that's true. We have a file.
Yeah.
Just say he's coming.
Big dummy right here. Got it for you. And it's, I don't want to think. I can't tell you how much I don't want to think. I want to think once a quarter, do my calls. And like, I used to do inside sales. And I don't know how many customers I had. And I had a really bad plan there. This was back. I just all had them in a book. And I'm like, okay, calling this today, next. And just bookmark it and just work through there every time. And I know those people got tired of me, but I'm going to call them and see if they need anything and tell them about any new services we have, because I'll mention the service to a customer 400 times, and the one time my manager comes in there, they'll go, "Oh, you have that service?" So, yeah. Customers will do that to you every time. But follow-up's the only thing I do, and show up. Questions? Snacks?
Everyone enjoy the snacks? Yes.
Questions?
Do we have any questions?
Do you have a question, or no? You're just thumbs up? He's thumbs upping the snacks. The guy that was speaking? Snacks! Snacks.
We know how to keep their attention.
I understand. But I appreciate it because I was not having a good day, and to hear good things like this and to feel like I'm above average or an average functioning human, it made my day. Well, thank you. Anything else?
Oh, I just wanted to tell you that
What's wrong?
the assumed positive intent.
Yeah.
I've never heard it phrased like that, but I personally have a friend that always reminds me that you have to take things at face value with what's given to you. So I always think about that with our partners and our clients. You have to take what they give you. You can't assume the worst. You just have to take what they're giving you and, prepare for whatever. You can't just assume they're lying always, or, that there's something wrong always. I have a tendency to think the worst in situations, so
And-
I think this is a really nicely eloquent way to put it.
And I do that too. And there's a lot of people within my company that we don't do anything wrong. Our company does nothing wrong. And my way to prevent that is to break it down to, it's a human. Now we just have to figure out which human. Because it could be ours. And I've explained it to customers this way who are very upset about something. And then we get into it and we found that they put the wrong address on the package.
Right.
I'm not mad at them. And when I say it's just the humans, we need to figure it out, sometimes you can see them go, "Oh, yeah, let me think about that." So I don't know if y'all experience human mess ups. I would imagine you do in your world. All the time?
Accounting is hard. Accounting is very hard.
Oh, accounting, bless your heart.
Yes.
Numbers and humans, forget it. Yeah, it's just, that's all we do well, is make mistakes. That's it, consistently. But we try to learn. So who are y'all calling on?
Nonprofits, schools, animal rescues, teams, organizations, churches, anyone that's looking to raise funds.
And you try to encourage them to use your program.
Instead of selling gift wrap or chocolates or something.
So it's a no-selling fundraiser. You don't have to sell cookie dough. You don't have to sell anything. All you
Just
do
give
is-
me your stuff you don't want.
Yes.
It's very similar to what you said. You're not selling anybody a computer.
Yeah.
We're not selling a transaction for transaction. We're just
Yeah.
trying to create a relationship. So our follow-up is just as important as yours with our partners, so that they know that they can rely on us if they need something. And we have partners that kind of can go on autopilot and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, we know that, they know that we're gonna call on them if they need this, we can talk to them. But also we have the partners, like you said, that need that nurturing, that constant follow-up. And so that's very relatable to what we do.
Right?
And I think I like what Chrissy said, I like what you said, assume positive intent until they prove you wrong.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I think I'm guilty of trying to be positive all the time, but I fail at that a lot. So, yeah. So,
Yeah. I'm going to stay positive and then I break this. That's what I do. And I also find it's true because with us, my belief is everyone that I deal with, they just want to get their stuff done and go home. I don't care what role they're in, if they're putting the labels on there or if they're the CFO or CEO, they want their stuff. I don't want any problems. Let me just, and I could see how instead of having to do all the math on selling these cookies and inventory and making sure that donating shoes would be a lot easier for me getting home earlier. That's just my thoughts, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong most of the time.
It's an easy sell.
Yeah, because I don't want to deal with cookies and
Well, do you have any tips for people that don't answer the phone? That's
you
okay.
don't, because no, you just email, and then I've had other people do the LinkedIn route. I'm not a big fan of that just because my LinkedIn's awful. I have an advantage because mine are all face to face.
Yeah.
So if you ignore me for too
He's
long,
still gonna show up.
I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up.
But the one thing I can say to Steve is because I have answered the door many a times.
Yeah.
And it's been, oh, she's in a meeting. She's not here today. He's never been grumpy about it or frustrated, or at least not outwardly.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
So it's that whole no judgment behind it, I guess.
It's not me.
You understand the-
You're not telling me no. You're telling FedEx no in my little brain. It's not me. The gentleman that I worked with the other day, we were trying to find somebody to speak with this one customer, and it was a big warehouse. Well, my being a driver kicked in. I'm in the warehouse yelling, "Hello!" And he's like, "How do you do that?" He's like, "You wrote like this all the time, like at home?" I go, "I'm not like this at home. I'm on the clock now. This is FedEx wants me to find these people. FedEx wants me to talk to these people. When I'm off the clock, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. That's my time. This is their time." Oh, it's just, I don't know. It's no one calling. I guess you could send them snail mail. You could send them a FedEx one-rate package with something in it, with your card and your phone
We
number.
do that.
I mean, it's just you have to be consistent. Don't give up. They're not going to need you until they need you. And if it's just like showing up all the time. If you're not there, someone else is going to be there. And it's not that I'm good at sales, I'm just there. This guy's not that great, but he's here. So I've had two people tell me that I could tell you were going to keep coming back, so I might as well give you a chance. So you're going to keep calling. Yeah? Because they're paying me to call you. It's simple in my little pea brain. But I lost all my hair, so whatever. Anything else? Yes?
I just wanted to say thanks for the bagels.
Oh, yeah. That helps too. FedEx allows me to buy those. Yeah. I tell people that too, you know. If you allow me to bring these in, we both get to eat for free. It's not about you. I got a bagel that morning.
So there we go.
See how nice I sounded, and then it just.
Just right down.
Yeah. Anything
Any
else?
other questions? No? Okay. Stephen, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for your time. I appreciate it. If you need help with the FedEx humans, let me know. I know you will.